Hi there, welcome to the show. In this video, we'll be connecting our YouTube channel to our EditorX front end. Hope you enjoy. Please sign up to NoCodeDevs at www.nocodevs.com. Follow us on Twitter at NoCodeDevs, and please subscribe to the channel below. Check it out. Right, so we're in my EditorX dashboard here. I'm going to create a new site. I want to use EditorX, of course, the amazing EditorX. So I'll use this template here. I'm going to edit it. So in your site, it looks like this. Nice. We need to create the CMS for your videos. So we go to this simple here, add the CMS collection. Don't want to use any prefix at the minute, so we want to create a collection from scratch. And I'm just going to call this videos. Create. So this is your CMS manager, content manager there, and in here it says hidden fields. I always like to click on your ID. So the ID for the record, right? So on the plus bit here, plus sign here, we'll create one for link. That's going to be a YouTube link. We're going to field type is going to be URL. We want to create one with description. Field type for description will be rich text, and we want to do a thumbnail, and for that we're going to have image. Save that, and we've already got title already there. Right, so next to the add item, there is a little more actions button here. It's clicking collect settings, additional settings, site content. On the drop down, you have custom use. This is so the Zapier can add content to here, right? You're having to go into EditorX but to allow for your automation to happen. We can recite anyone, so we need to change this to all these to be anyone. Save all changes. Perfect. So that's our EditorX site ready. Collect this information. Now for this one, we're going to use the automation site Zapier. So we're going to create a Zap, which is just a name for an automation. Now we need a trigger. So for your trigger, what you need to do is create a studio, and in your studio is going to playlist, and we need to create a playlist. Now I've created one already. I've set it to private, so I don't want people to see it, and I have called it for EditorX tutorial. There we go. Now, so back in Zapier, we go to, for the trigger, YouTube. Now there's a number of triggers for new video to channel, but this one is new video to playlist. So we're using other creators' videos just to showcase them. So new to playlist, continue. Need to choose the account. I've already added my account to Zapier, my YouTube account. And here we just play the playlist ID. To find the playlist ID, you go into your playlist, which is here. It's a playlist equals, and it's everything after equals. Copy that, stick that in there. Wait till it refreshes. Continue. Test trigger. And we've got one already, because I've had one already. That's your sample information, because that won't work. We have one in it already. So I've added one already, which is a WeWeb one. Layout basics in WeWeb. So we need to add that to do that already. Right, perfect. Now continue. Now what we have to do is add a little bit of code to the EditorX front end. Now it's all here in this document here, which I'll leave a link to it at the bottom. Right, so we need to post. We'll post information into our EditorX CMS. Right. So what we need to do is come to here, this bit here. It says create a post HTTP function. So we're going to copy this here into our EditorX front end. We're going to the dev manager, which we're going to turn on here. Perfect. We're going to this bit here. Add a file from public. Add here, and we have to the name instructor. We have to call it, if I remember rightly. So we have to call it this here, as you can see. So you define the function in a file named this. So we grab that name there, copy and paste. The name of this file is rename that there. Oops, make sure it's just one.js. Right, so now in here we can go back to post. I'm going to grab this post here. We create a post HTTP function underneath all this. Stick that in there. Perfect. And now my collection is called video, and that's one thing you need to change there, the name of the collection. And what we also have to do here is export function post. So this is the name of this function. So I'm going to call it post my video. Publish that just to make sure. I'm going to leave it at that. That's fine. I'm just going to call that video shoot. There we go. It's absolutely fine. Right, so now back in Zapier, action 2. So we've got the information from the playlist here. Action number 2 is going to be a webhook by Zapier. That's what we need. We're going to do a post request here. Continue. Insert URL. And what it says here, look, if we go to the top of this, it This is premium site, so it depends what kind of site you've got. So you've got a free site, which I've got at the moment. Right, so copy this here, stick this in here. So the function was my video, if I remember rightly, my video, yep. Now, site name was, let's put this here. So this is the site name, copy that. Get rid of this bit here. As you can see, Editor X easily showcases what you need, and that's my username there because it's the test site. Bring that in there. Perfect. Now for payload type, you want to go form, go JSON. Now for your data, what you need, get rid of that now. It's here, content manager, manage content, videos. Now it'll be names of these now. So what I'd do, especially if it's a 2-word field name, it's worth checking because you read the field key, not the field name. Copy that, put it there. Now I know the names of these now. It's just thumbnail. Now after you put those in, you can grab the data from above. So the title will be layout. The title will be layout basics and WeWeb. The thumbnail will be thumbnail. You need to click on show more options. Will be that. And description will be description. And link will be YouTube URL. Now in here, as you can see, if you go back to here, headers. In this bit of code, it says headers, content type. So you need to grab that, drop that into the headers. And it says application JSON. Application JSON. Get rid of that last bit there. Perfect. Right, so this will hopefully work. It probably won't work. You always seem to get an error at first, but let's see how we go. Test it. Right, so it's found an error. Right, let's see what the error is. See if we can find out what was going on. Right, so what I've done, an issue I had here is in the collection, manage content, and the collection ID is just videos. So I'm going to copy that. The collection is videos. And post, test again. Right, so I found out what the issue was, and the little issue I was having was all about, it says here, the post function is not a function you call in your code. You define functions in your site's backend section. So I accidentally put it in the public section. It needs to be in that tab. Literally, create a new one. We're all the same one. My video is the post function name, videos is the collection name. I'm going to publish that. So before I edit in the public, it's meant to be in the backend section here. Now I'm going to test this live, all the same, as you see, test action. When it's done, it's been sent across. Right, so now it's manage backend to here. There we go. The description hasn't come through. The description's come through there. Look, as you can see, what it did, it changed into a text format, so it's come through there. Doesn't matter. Perfect. There we go. And now we've done that, what we can do is go into the manage content. We could add a dynamic list. So you click on the little next to collection list, dynamic list, and Editor X will create the dynamic list. So as you can see, it's pulled it through right there. Thumbnail, the title, and you can then play around with it as much as you want in your Editor X front end. Right, so I hope that's been useful. Again, please subscribe to the channel below. Please check us out at www.nocodedevs or at nocodedevs for Twitter, and keep on building.